So if it turns out that Redfin has also been doing this, like, oh, you want the Glengarry leads,
Right.
right? Oh, you want the good Glengarry leads. Let me see how many.
The Glengarry read.
Right, exactly. Let me see how many mortgage leads you have sent our way. If they've been doing that, then yeah, then they're implicated as well. My assumption is they're not. Where Zillow, it appears, again, based on my friend who sent me this, like, has been doing this. I have talked to other team owners and agents as well who all say this is absolutely what goes on. Then yeah, Zillow probably has a problem. And I think it's cute that you think the settlement's gonna be $10 million.
Well, I don't know what it,
We're talking mortgages, bro.
I don't know what the hell. I'm just.
The settlement's gonna be in the billions.
Oh God, Jesus. This is Industry Relations, a podcast at the intersection of real estate and technology from an insider's perspective. Sponsored by Cotality. Stay tuned to learn more with Rob Hahn and Greg Robertson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Industry Relations with Rob and Greg. This is your host, Notorious Rob, and as always, my amazing co-host, the fabulous Greg Robertson.
Hola, Rob.
Hola. How are you, man?
Oh, it was a good weekend. We had some guests down. I was going to put this on the blog, actually. Shout out to Wes Wiggins and Monica, his new, they got engaged.
All right.
So, right here on the Industry Relation podcast.
Congratulations to Wes and Monica.
So they were down here in Southern California, and Wes being such a huge Steelers fan, Jen and I took them to the Chargers game, who were playing the Steelers.
All right.
In which the Chargers just basically annihilated the Steelers, which is old man Rodgers couldn't get it done.
Ah, right.
So it was. Of course, we bring the Steelers in full regalia.
Yeah.
And how tall Wes is.
Yeah.
Into our section, and everybody was hooting and hollering at them, and it was a great day for us, but not so much for Wes.
All right. Well, that sounds like a phenomenal weekend. Whereas I had it was Sunny's birthday weekend.
I didn't know that. Oh,
so a bunch of her friends came down. They had a good time, and I was compelled to flee from having to listen to a bunch of girls talk. There are some women, there's some men who I think could do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they were talking to me. Like, they were obviously talking amongst themselves, and it's totally awesome. It was great. I love seeing it. But, just, I can't be in that. I just can't be in that environment. I start getting twitchy. Yeah, it's not like
imagine how your wife feels about you and your friends, right? So.
Exactly. She just vacates. Like, I think that's normal. I think it's normal. I don't think women like being around when a bunch of dudes are doing, dude conversations.
Exactly.
I'm sure she thinks it's incredibly
just
dorky.
Rolling their eyes.
Right. And I wasn't rolling my eyes. I mean, they talked about, I'm sure, much more elevated things.
Than we do.
Yeah, they would be arguing about Batman versus Superman. Come on. Who would win?
Obviously Batman, but yeah.
You're crazy. Superman is God.
I just said that to trigger you.
I know. One of these days, we got to get Cole, because he's very knowledgeable about these topics, to talk about, like, super nerdery, but Superman is God. It's very
pretty
boring
much,
character.
Yeah, he does it all.
Whereas Batman's a cool character. In any event, not that Superman and Batman gives me zero segue into the topic, but we are recording on the Monday of the NAR annual conference, and I believe you are headed down there. I think by the time this airs, you'll probably be on the airplane or stuck in a TSA line.
Exactly, for 4 hours.
So I thought we might, start there, like, a bit of an NAR preview. There's a lot of whispers and rumors that this could be a big, big event where lots of decisions are getting made. What have you heard? What are your thoughts? What are you expecting?
I'm hearing kind of the opposite a little bit. It's like one MLS guy. I mean, what I've done as a vendor for a lot of years, and this is, kind of the thing for, mostly it happens at the mid-year and annual, right? Where it's like we meet with our clients or potential clients. We rent a hotel suite. We have meetings in there to kind of show our wares, talk about things that are going on. And
Right.
if it's new stuff, we talk about that. If it's like getting the ball moving on some older stuff, we do that. I mean, just that kind of check-in.
Yeah,
It's a formal
yeah,
check-in.
yeah.
And, I just been, what you do is like 2 weeks beforehand, you send out the invites and hopefully somebody responds. And it is going to be a little light this year. And I've just kind of narrowed it down to 2 days instead of 3 days just to make things a little simpler. But yeah, I mean, one person said, well, there's nothing that I can see that it's going to be pertinent to the MLSs, so I'm not coming. Another one was just a flight issue, which is like, I'm not going to, I'm not even going to deal with this. It's not, so I'm sensing, and maybe also the venue, Houston, right? It's not like a destination city, right? So
No, what do you mean, Houston? Oh, come on!
I love Houston, but I mean, it's not like
you
I
don't.
think next year is
That is a
New
lie.
Orleans.
You do not love Houston.
Oh, I love Houston, of course.
No, you do not. You don't love Houston.
I used to
you
live
love,
in San Antonio.
I know, but you love some of the people who live in Houston.
Right.
You love Houstonians.
Yes. Okay.
You
Put it
don't
that
love
way.
Houston.
You
I'm just
used to
saying.
live there, right? You don't love
Dude,
Houston either?
it's the hardest city in America to live in. It really is.
That?
It's filled with great people. Like the people of Houston are some of them are really awesome and amazing. But the city itself, first of all, I think it's larger than the state of Rhode Island.
Okay.
It's gigantic, which means there's traffic everywhere. It takes 45 minutes to get anywhere.
It does take a long time. I
Grocery
do
store,
notice that.
45 minutes. Airport, 45 minutes. I need to go to the gym, 45 minutes. It takes forever. It's also one of the
It's
ugly
sprawled
cities in
out
America.
for sure. Yeah.
It's one of the ugliest cities in America. Really bad crime areas. And then, of course, we got to talk about the weather and the giant swarms of mosquitoes. When the local
supercells.
minor league team is literally called the Skeeters. It's a really hard place to live. But the people are amazing. So there's that. But in any event, okay. So maybe that's it. I don't know, man. I've been hearing rumors and whispers that there are going to be a whole bunch of votes taking place that are really, really substantive and substantial.
Like what? Can you dish? Can you spill the tea?
I don't think so. If I could have, I put it on Twitter. So I thought you might be present. So wait, are you attending like the MLS committee event? And
I try to. It depends on whether. I mean, I usually buy one of those exhibitor badges that gets me in the expo hall, and then I go underneath the radar sometimes. But we'll see. Yeah.
You should have to go underneath the radar at the MLS policy committee, though. I mean, you are kind of like an old school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
you belong.
See, I don't like to. I don't like to break rules, Rob. I mean, I'm a rule follower. You know that.
Sort of, yeah. All right. So nothing. We don't expect anything.
No, I mean, I'm curious to see what the vibe is. I mean, I think I just from doing these, trying to set up these meetings, I can say that some of these CEOs are, maybe sending, not the CEOs might not be going, but some of the staff members will, which is a lot of times who gets the work done anyway, so that's fine. But I'm not getting a great vibe. I'm like, there's going to be a lot of content for MLS there, so. Maybe on the association side or something else, which I mean, I don't think is that surprising, right? I mean, it seems like it's just all part of this de-risking thing that NAR is kind of talking about, right? I mean, and there's more risk in the MLS space than there's a lot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right. I think it will be an interesting outcome. Perhaps we'll have to do a show after you get back. And
it would be next week, yeah.
Like if the rumors I'm hearing are correct, I mean, there's going to be some bombshells.
I mean, come on, Dish, man. You can't this is industry relations. Nobody listens to this.
Just say it, All right. One of the things I'm curious about is, how there was that story about a whole bunch of large brokers?
Yeah.
Led by Dan Duffy.
Yeah, I know.
Demanding reforms.
Right.
I wonder if they were going to make their presence known. Or is this just symbolic?
Well, I mean, this was separate from the area thing that
correct
that Mauricio and that other dude was doing, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen, dude.
Nothing's gonna happen. All right.
Nothing's gonna happen. What are you gonna do? light yourself on fire? I mean, what are these guys going to do?
I mean,
what's the protest? I mean, are they going to have signs in front of the MLS committee saying, "Save the MLS and stop hiding listings and put it on the MLS"? That's been done before, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll put a show note. I'll put a link in the show notes for that one.
I'm pretty sure it was an AstroTurf paid campaign because that's what Democrats do. So, all right. Well, I mean, I'm real curious because I feel like NAR is kind of really at this interesting pivot point. You know, it's like if you just draw it out broadly, right? 24 is when they really lost their power. 2019 was the start with the big lawsuit.
Yep.
23 is, I think, when they had the verdict. 24 is when they agreed to the settlement. Right. And here we are, 25. Right. So it's like really at this interesting tipping point. You know?
Yeah. And it is because they have said openly that they're fighting for relevance. Right. I mean, that's
relevance. Yeah.
Relevance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, but on the other side, it's like, I remember I was speaking and I was given this question of like, what do you think has been the most overhyped thing in the industry? And I mean, I had to say it's like it was the NAR settlement because, it ended up that, I think it's probably there was net positives to it, but by this transparency thing, but, membership did not decline as badly as everybody said. And then according to, this last study, I mean, realtors are even making more money, right? So,
right.
It's like, so right. You got to call that, a little overhype on that, right? I don't know what else would be qualified. I mean, do you have like an answer to that? What would you think of the past 3 years? I mean, since since your Burnett thing, what has been the most overhyped issue in real estate?
Most overhyped issue?
Yeah.
I don't think that's an overhyped issue at all.
But think about all the prep and everything we did, all the speaking and all the get the forms out and blah, blah, blah. And what did it end up really happening?
Well, what it ended up happening is destroying the value proposition of the MLS.
Well, there's still MLSs out there.
I know,
their membership hasn't dropped significantly. So how's their power been diminished?
I guess, I mean, it's a year because they can't do compensation. Like that's gone.
Yeah, but that hasn't really kind of. You don't have 50% less members because of that.
So you're just looking for like immediate results.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like they lost compensation, so people are gonna just dump the MLS immediately.
I know your shtick about like, well, we have to wait 10 years for something to happen. But
it's not even 10 years. But to your point, man, like, okay, this settlement thing happened. The compensation is no longer in the MLS, right? And the result has been agents are making more money.
Yeah, and membership hasn't really dropped.
Membership hasn't dropped because like inertia is a really big thing. But it's just if I'm a rational person, I'm looking at that going, what the hell do I?
Let's not go crazy right now.
In other words, like I'm gonna make more money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, it wasn't that NAR and the MLS were defending my commission. It turns out the inbred sort of the culture of the industry was protecting my commission.
Or the industry, right? or the nation, really, right? I mean, is it really the industry?
It's the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of collusion and the evidence for it out there is pretty strong, pretty severe. It is, right?
You're amazing.
It is. I mean, like we could start citing studies, I guess, but everyone knows it, right? So it's just, and it's like this is how you get along, right? And fundamentally, real estate is let's just get along. Right, go along to get along type industry, right? So therefore, it turns out the culture of the industry was what was protecting the commission, not the MLS rule or the association NAR policies or whatever. Right? So if you know that, then what do you need those things for? Right, and I think the MLSs are recognizing it, and they're looking for value propositions.
You're saying one side. You're saying, well, it's always, it's just this is going to continue because of the culture of the industry. But on the other side, you're saying the MLS value prop the MLS is destroyed. But if it's just going to keep going the way it is because of the thing, I mean, how are those things both?
I mean, I'm trying to equate it to some analogy that might make sense. It would be like
that would be
I don't know. Yeah, it would be like if you believe that some some climate protection agency in California was what was keeping the skies blue, right? And then that climate agency loses the power to regulate climate, and the skies are still blue. You're gonna look around and go, do we need that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some issue, and you want to try and protect that issue, or you want to advance that issue. So you created an organization, you created an institution to protect that thing, right? That institution gets smacked in court, so it can no longer do it. But there's no change. Like, the issue itself is protected. Like, what'd you need this for? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's a terrible way of trying to explain it. Like,
yeah.
It would have been different, I think, actually, the converse. In other words, this happens, and commissions drop by 50%.
Yeah,
right.
That is not.
Then
happening.
I think brokers, agents everywhere,
so
they're going
again,
to get together.
that goes back to my thing again. The settlement was the most overhyped thing ever, right?
Settlement was the most overhyped thing ever.
Yeah, in real estate. I mean, of the past, like I said, 3 years. What was the most
Literally,
overhyped?
what it showed was that the MLS and the association didn't need to exist.
But the whole narrative around it was like, commissions are going down, membership is going to drop.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
membership
all that kind of shit, right? Was all over
membership is going to drop. Commissions aren't going down. The two are unrelated.
Well, I mean, I know that a lot of MLSs that I speak to,
right?
They plan for like a 10% and are only getting like a 10 or 15, and are only getting like a 2 or 3, right?
Sure.
And they're adjusting going forward. They think because of the lower interest rates that it'll actually be better next year as far as membership, right? So I don't see them going down much at all.
We'll see. Okay. We'll see.
You're always with that sly smile, like it's like, if you keep predicting something wrong, maybe over 20 years, you might be right one day.
Hey, broken clock, right twice a day, right? And yeah, I mean, it could just be right. It's like it's all overhyped, and nothing changes. The status quo is forever. That is a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, we're living through status quo right now. It's like, we don't need to change home prices. The young people will just adjust. It'll be fine.
That's a good segue. I mean, so recently, your leader announced that he was going to come up with the 50-year mortgage. What's your thought on that?
I don't know. I've seen it. I haven't had time to really formulate like real deep thoughts about it. But trying to be a wise guy, be like, a 50-year mortgage is great. Why not a 100-year mortgage?
Right.
Why not a 500-year mortgage?
Generational mortgages.
Right. 1,000 years. Like, why not that? Right. So, I don't know. I think for me, I wonder if this provides an opportunity for Trump haters who are sick in the head to finally oppose mortgages, period. Like, if Trump is for mortgage, you should be against mortgage. Is that possible?
Well, I think to me, what I like about it is, okay, somebody up top is talking about this, right? Because you and I always like, whenever you start focusing on affordability, and then there was Kennedy Jr. with the whole, it's fucking Blackstone buying everything. I mean, there's been other kind of things that we're going to stop institutions from buying real estate, which is a red herring. So there's always been these things. So I welcome anybody that wants to get into the fray and like propose ideas, right? It's just like, let's have more of that, please, right? So I welcome that kind of thing. I'm not sure. To me, 50 years, I mean, the stuff I've been reading, it's just, you might as well just rent because, your equity is going to be is hardly going to build at all. And if the average nowadays, the average first time home buyer is 40. So I know that a lot of people, rethink, but I mean, if you're not building a lot of equity, you'll be 90 before it is. It's like you might as well just rent.
Yeah. Well, beyond that, I mean, I guess I'm like, okay, the 30-year mortgage would not exist without taxpayer subsidies. So certainly a 50-year can't exist without taxpayer subsidies and guarantees. Right? Like no private bank is going to make a 50-year loan. Right? On a piece of residential real estate. Right. If there's no Fannie, no Freddie, no government subsidies, no guarantees whatsoever, who in the fucking right mind would do a 50-year
Well, I mean,
loan?
it's like it may not be more on the price, but man, that's a lot more fees they're collecting over that lifespan, right? So if you got a lot of patience, you're going to make a lot more money.
I'm just saying that just the interest rate risk alone is tremendous. In other words, like if the bank had to make the loan and just hold it, like they can't resell it, there's no guarantee, there's nothing, there's no GSEs. Like, can we agree? Like, no bank is making a 50-year loan.
Well, that's
fixed
it.
rate.
They won't make a 30-year loan either.
Right. A fixed rate 30 or 50-year loan, it's not going to happen, which
Yeah.
means the only reason why it happens is because we have the secondary market and we have the GSEs guaranteeing repayment, right? Removing the risk from the product.
That's currently the way the system works, yeah.
That's currently the way the system works. So the 50-year mortgage, I'm just saying, okay, it's just even more government, right? So there's a part of me that feels like, why not just cut out the middleman? You know, like that's still government using banks and Fed and all this stuff. Like, just cut out the middleman. Just have the government buy the house and give it to the buyer, and the buyer could just pay for it through his taxes.
I think there's a city about to do that. Isn't
I
that?
think so. I think so. So I'm excited to see.
Isn't that New York?
Right, I'm
Have you
excited
been
to
describing
see
New York to us?
the innovation coming out of Mamdani's New York City. I mean, because if that works, here's the thing: if that works and it makes life better, I'm all for it. Right? All the labels are meaningless. Like communist, okay, fine, he's communist. Does it work? Does it make young people have all sorts of hope and dreams, and they start getting married and having babies? We need more of that. Of course, I believe it's not going to happen. I think it's the exact opposite. But this is why we got to run an experiment.
Yeah, no, we'll
right?
see. We'll see.
So, no, I'm not super thrilled about 50-year mortgage, but then I'm not super thrilled about 30-year mortgage. When I think about it, I'm just starting to become really not thrilled about
anything at all, right, Rob?
No, I'm thrilled and excited about the revolution that's about to come.
Well,
but like
what side of the revolution do you think you're going to be on?
Oh, I don't know. Probably the dying side. I don't.
I wouldn't be super thrilled about being on the dying side of a revolution.
I mean,
I don't want to be the one that's going to be led to the guillotine. Okay, so
dude, we're old 1%ers. Of course, we're going to be led to the guillotine. The young people are absolutely going to lead us to guillotine. Like, whose money are they going to take?
Yeah,
not each other. It's got to be boomers and us, right? So
the boomers. Let the boomers go first.
Now, there's very little chance that NAR is going to talk about this. But no, I mean, look. I guess in a way, I think about it as the entire proposal itself. The fact that Trump proposed a 50-year mortgage, in itself, to me, is sign of the end times.
He's broke the seventh seal. When the orange man produces the 50-year plan,
right,
then we will know that the end times come upon
well, obviously, us. I don't mean like biblical end times, but it's like sign of the end times of the American empire, right? Like it's such dire straits that we are now talking about a 50-year mortgage. And all of it, why? Because we just don't want to reduce home prices.
Yeah, it's tough.
And we don't want to reduce home prices because the enormous chunk of the average American's wealth is tied up into their primary home residence value, right? That's what it is. And then like pension plans, mortgage-backed securities, everything is tied into the price of existing housing. So like it's this house of cards, but I don't know. I mean, I guess you need a 50-year mortgage because here's the deal. The boomers are all going to go away at some point. You know what I mean? Whether it's through death or retirement or the rest. The boomers have to go, right? They have to vast majority of all the wealth in the country, right? All right. They're going to put their house in the market. Who's buying it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to put their house in the market. What they'll do is their kids will inherit it. Right.
Okay.
And the kids nowadays are like, what the fuck do I need this goddamn monstrosity for?
Right.
So they're going to try to sell it to somebody. I don't know who that's going to be. And then it's like YOLO, man. They're going to be off to Ibiza for spend all that money in one crazy month.
Ibiza, dude. The kids inheriting are going to be 60.
Oh, that's true now. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, what are we talking? We're not talking about 20 years inheriting.
So then they're going to buy, medicine.
But what I'm saying is you're going to inherit this asset, right? but it's not money. So what do you do with it?
You sell
You're
it.
gonna, yeah, you have to sell it. You have to try and rent it. So either we become a nation of a whole bunch of unwilling landlords, right? Or they're gonna try and sell it. The issue is who can buy it,
Yeah.
right? Where are these buyers that have whatever? What's the average median house now? 400,000
Something
change.
stupid, yeah.
I'm like, so of course then you have to propose a 50-year mortgage, right? I assume the next innovation we're gonna see is like 1% down, like no money down.
Well, yeah, no, it'll be like the first child mortgage,
Do you know what I mean? Like we have to go back to
the first
bubble
male
years.
child.
But we're not. My point is like if you want the elderly to unload the real estate, right? Then you have to make it possible for the younger potential people who want to buy a home to be able to buy it. Okay, we don't want to cut the price. So what's left? What's left is we're going to make down payment affordable, right? Whether that's through down payment assistance programs or whatever. And we're going to give you this mortgage where the monthly payment, you can afford the monthly payment, right? You can't afford the house.
For
but
the
you can
rest
afford
of your
monthly
life. Yeah.
Correct. I mean, that's what you have to do so that the boomer can sell the house. The bank will transfer money between each other.
It's
right?
a boomer conspiracy. I think you're right. Now the dots are being connected here, right? The boomers are worried that they won't be able to sell their house, so now the boomers have to come up with a way in order for the normies to buy their house, right?
Right.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
That's the only possible explanation, right? Because
Well, it's not the only possible explanation.
it's pretty much the only. Let's put it this way: if Congress were dominated by 30-year-olds instead of 80-year-olds, right? And if Trump were not 78, how old? Like he's in his 70s,
He's up there.
right? If there was J.D. Vance in there instead, right? In other words, if our ruling class, if our political whatever class were all in their 40s, maybe they say, no, we're not doing 50-year mortgage. We're going to do something to make homes drop the price by 40%. Right? So it's not a conspiracy. That's not what I'm saying. It's not some evil, smoke-filled back room. But it's just the way the system we've set up, like, necessitates this until it doesn't work out. And then what are you going to do next? The 100-year mortgage? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those. The median house is now $1 million, right?
But
So
by
you
then,
could-
maybe we'll invent a time machine that'll get us there quicker.
right? Or something, So I don't know. I think more immediately in the next year, between now and say the end, like 2026 this time, right? I mean, I have to think that transaction numbers are going to plummet even more.
So you think? So we went a little bit up, just like a hair up this year.
Yeah.
Right. So, but you think it's going to go way back down next? We got to go back in like our predictions episode.
Yeah, we do.
Because we're coming up in December
Yeah.
to look back and see how wrong you were. So that's going to
Sure.
be interesting.
Yeah.
And see how right I was.
Did we keep track? Where did we write those down
Oh,
somewhere?
wait, it's got to be the show notes of some shit, right?
I hope so. We have a producer. Let's task our producer to find the prediction episode.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the
Oh,
prediction.
yes, we
review.
did. He said in the chat, yes, we
All
did.
right.
Okay,
Perfect.
here we go. Yeah.
All right. So we'll be able to review that probably in another month or so. But no, I mean, I think prices keep rising. Like transactions have to come down.
Well, yeah, but I mean, some places they are lowering, right? So it's not everywhere. It's still the coastal cities that have some
Sure.
increases, but
Yeah.
there are some pockets that are still having. I mean, I went to one of those economic things that MLS puts on, and yeah, there's some what do they call it, like depreciation kind of
Yeah.
in some areas of the United States. Yeah,
Pockets of hope.
pockets of hope. Exactly.
Yeah. Austin is actually like high on the list. I'm like, okay, we'll see. But
People's
that would-
Republic of Boston.
in a way, I think, try and connect this back to NAR. I wonder how many of the conversations happening this week will be around how do we get the number of transactions up?
At NAR? Yeah, I mean, I think everybody already knows how to do that.
How?
Lower the interest rate.
How's that going to get the number of transactions up, though?
Because more people will be able to afford getting into a home.
Even if the home is like 10 times their income?
Well, it's just going to make it simpler, right? I mean, I forget. You see these examples of like, okay, if you could get a home at 4% versus 7%, what the monthly payment would be, it's significant, right? So even at the price of the home is up there, it does come down to a little bit of that payment. This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Cotality. Successful agents know you can't just focus on the transaction. You need to establish yourself as a real estate advisor for life. And that's what Cotality's new expanded One Home ecosystem is all about, giving agents the tools they need to keep their clients engaged through every step of homeownership. Cotality is continuing to investing in the buyer's journey and agent-client collaboration. Starting with One Home, the industry's widely used agent invite search portal for high-intent home buyers. It boosts some impressive numbers, including ranking #1 in highest repeat visits against the national portals. It also ranks in the top 4 for time spent on a site, which means buyers are not only returning, they're spending time on One Home. And for good reason. In addition to curated listings and property fit scores, it offers leading-edge features like the ability to search by similar look and restyle rooms, allowing buyers to visualize the property as their home, and increasing the time they spend evaluating listing by 2 to 3 times. Bringing it all full circle is One Homeowner, an agent-branded home ownership portal that keeps agents top of mind between transactions. There's a lot of cool innovation happening at Cotality right now. MLSs, reach out to your Cotality rep to find out how you can make these new expanded One Home ecosystem available to your members. And thanks again to Cotality for sponsoring Industry Relations.
So if you have your home listed today at $400,000,
yeah,
and then the Fed cuts rates to 2%.
Well, yeah, that's not going to happen, but yeah.
Let's just say, right? You're not raising the price of your home?
Has anybody shown that? I don't think so. I mean,
Because,
you might.
Right, you'll have more buyers. You'll have more competition, right? Even if you don't you then have a bidding war?
Well, I mean, if there's more buyers, would there be more inventory? Because that would say.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a house on the market today, and the rate gets cut to 2%,
yeah,
to your point, so that it allows more 30-somethings, 20-somethings to start coming into the housing market.
40-somethings, which is now, right?
Which is now, right? Then presumably the ultimate sale price would be higher.
But again, some economists can do this better than us. But I mean, would that delta be as much as it would if the interest rate was right now at 7%, right? I mean, or 6.7 or whatever it is right now. I don't know.
What do you mean that delta?
Well, okay, there's an interest rate payment you made monthly at 2% and an interest rate payment at 6.7, whatever that spread is.
Right.
And you're saying, okay, the price of the home in relation to that, is that going to cover that spread or half that spread? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the studies show on that.
I'm saying it's a very simple thing. You print money that you're going to make asset prices rise. And dropping rates is printing money, so therefore it's going to make asset prices go up, which is good for us. Like the value of my house is going to double. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the answer.
So if that's what they're saying, okay, that's not going to make the number of transactions go up. It'll just drive prices up.
So I don't know if you could say. I mean, I don't know how quickly that happens or what's the correlation there. But if if somebody on the street says, if they just asked me, Greg Robertson, like, do you think we'll sell more houses if interest rate drops? I would say yes. And you're saying no? Is that what you're saying?
I guess I'm wondering because now that everyone's expecting it, I feel like what it'll do is it'll just make the price spike. Whether that's
I'm not sure that price spike would really cover what, again, going back to like what the delta would be between the new payment and the old payment, but you never know.
The old new payment and the old, what do you mean by new payment and the old payment? We're talking about renters, right? We're talking about first-time home buyers going, okay, damn, the price finally dropped. It's time to buy.
Right.
Well,
I mean, if you couldn't buy a home at all, and now you can, right? Will it go up more? Will it, when the rates go down? that you can, okay, I can make a payment. Now this is more of affordable for me. I put 20% or whatever. Now I can make this payment. Would it go up a bit more to make that payment go back to where it was, at
the
when you had to pay
7%?
Yeah, at the
that 6.7. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's my
okay.
that delta to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. How quickly that happens.
Yeah. Hey, economists, let us know. How that would go. But I think that would be interesting.
I mean, you talk to any realtor out there. I mean, what they want interest rates to drop. That's what they want. That's every realtor I talk to. That's the way to fix everything in a sense. Now, and we've talked about this before. I don't think we'll see for anything below 5% in our lifetimes again, unless things get really dire. But
possibly
we'll have to see.
I mean, possibly. I think rates are coming down anyway.
But below 5, man, nah.
I think so.
There's got to be some shit happening if they're going below 5.
So let me refine that.
That's some qualitative easing.
Let me refine that. What I mean is, we have to drop the Fed, like the prime rate, to like below 3, because the U.S. government borrows like $1 trillion a day, right? So the government can't pay the debt. I think interest payments are right now either second or third highest expenditure.
Yeah.
Of the federal government.
Yeah.
They can't have rates this high, so they're going to drop the rates. The question is whether the treasury rates dropping means that mortgage rates will drop.
Right. That's been iffy so far, right?
Because we could see the split where the bond market goes, yeah, we're not. That's cool.
Yeah.
The federal whatever, the T-bill and treasury bond rates are one thing. We're not buying that either. That's all being monetized by the Fed. Oh, you want our money for mortgage-backed securities? Okay, that's going to be 6%.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we could see that divergence happen, which then, would send everyone to a panic and a tizzy. But I don't know. Neither of us are economists, so we are wading into waters far beyond our competence.
That's never held us back before, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, affordability is the thing, though. Right? It's the topic. So I'm
speaking of loans, I'm going to try to segue into something else, right?
Yeah.
So another Zillow lawsuit was announced.
Oh yes.
Right.
Yes.
And this one was talking about how, I checked into it. It's like a home buyer in Anchorage, Alaska. I mean,
yes.
The fucking attorneys now are scraping, the bottom of, they got to find somebody that's going to file a class action. In this case, it was somebody in Anchorage, Alaska.
That's right.
That is claiming, that they were hoodwinked by Zillow to use their loan program by their agent, and this is a big RESPA violation. And
that's right.
And now, so the first thing I thought of, like, okay, first thing is like another Zillow lawsuit, but then again, it's like there are no coincidences. It's like people are just. How many lawsuits are going around by these guys? So that's interesting. I don't know if there's. I'm not saying that there's some magical hand that's controlling everything, but it feels like a little hinky there. But the second thing is that with this whole acquisition that Rocket did with Redfin, and it's all pertained upon the consumer having the seamless transaction experience, right?
Right.
Does that bode? But my other thought was like, this doesn't really bode well for this theory that's happened of like, okay, we're going to capture the loan and the and the consumer and the agent in all one transaction thing, right? And RESPA's the whole RESPA thing has always been like very kind of sticky out there, right? So I don't know. If I'm over at the Rocket guys, I'm thinking. I'm looking at this because it would be easy for Zillow to settle. Okay, whatever. We pushed a little farther this time. Here's $10 million. Go away, whatever it is. But yeah, what do you think of the larger consequences? Do you agree with me that this might be a little bellwether of like maybe some trouble ahead for Rocket and Redfin?
No, it's exact. We talked about this when Rocket bought Redfin. I thought it was a brilliant move because Redfin agents are employees. Right, so RESPA doesn't apply.
Well, some of Redfin agents are employees, but they do have a partnership program, and I thought their partnership program was doing better than their employees. They were keeping and growing that.
Well, the claim here, and I just began reading the complaint today, right? Because obviously I took the weekend off. But literally, I was sent the complaint by a mutual industry friend, right? Whose text message was, Zillow is 100% guilty. They are absolutely going to lose this, right? And I think you and I talked about this, right? That I've been hearing rumors that like Premier Agent and some of the Flex programs.
Yeah, no, we talked. You're right. Yeah,
right. To like performance in Zillow home loans, and I remember saying at the time, like, I'm not a RESPA expert, but that feels like
yeah,
a RESPA violation.
I wonder if that was been one of these episodes, or that's just a side conversation we had. Because we could get Nostradamus once again, man.
Yeah, we could.
Called it out, yeah.
So in that sense, like, hey, man, do you want to talk conspiracy? It wouldn't surprise me if Rocket funded this.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Well,
because you're Rocket, you're the only mortgage company with an employee real estate agent workforce.
Yeah. But again, that's a little bit of a hybrid. By the time they started all employee, but by the time Redfin was bought, it was a hybrid situation, right? So. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to Redfin's, but they're still W-2. They're just on a split. Like you could be a W-2 and still make.
No, they were doing partnerships with some coal banker.
But partner agents have always. But that's just referrals, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if it turns out that Redfin has also been doing this, like, oh, you want the Glengarry leads,
right?
Right. Oh, you want the good Glengarry leads. Let me see how many
the Glengarry read.
Right, exactly. Let me see how many mortgage leads you have sent our way. If they've been doing that, then yeah, then they're implicated as well. My assumption is they're not. Where Zillow, it appears, again, based on my friend who sent me this, like, has been doing this. I have talked to other team owners and agents as well who all say this is absolutely what goes on. Then yeah, Zillow probably has a problem. And I think it's cute that you think the settlement's going to be $10 million.
Well, I don't know what
We're talking mortgages, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
The settlement's going to be in the billions.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Just think about the size.
I don't
of the
think they've
market.
done $1 billion. I mean, it's not that successful of a program, right? I mean,
let's see.
I mean, it's been it's a sliver of their revenue, right? Hasn't it been?
I mean, they've been losing money on it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is the value of home loans done by Zillow Home Loans since 2023? Let's see. While it's looking for the answer. Since January 2023 through September 30, 2025, Zillow did $7.76 billion in home loans.
Right. So, take 10% of that. I mean, on a per se, is it per se?
I'm just saying it's gonna be a big number. It's gonna be a big number, and agents might join.
Okay,
in.
So you're saying
this is a big problem.
You're saying, so just so I'm clear, you think that? Well, I think it's like it's a canary in the coal mine of like maybe this merging of the transaction and home loan and agent. It's a canary in the coal mine, meaning with this lawsuit that maybe there's some trouble ahead there. You're thinking that with the Rocket Redfin, they've already kind of have built-in protections where that's not going to happen, and that they may be behind this Alaska homeowner.
I'm saying I wouldn't be shocked. Since you like conspiracy theories on this, I like different conspiracy theories, right?
Okay,
but
all right. No, it's good. I'm. Yeah, okay. I'm with you.
What I wonder about is how the Zillow agent population will react when this lawsuit goes further, right? Because those are the guys who are on the front lines. Those are the guys who are, if Zillow really has been doing this quid pro quo thing, they're the ones who've been on the quid side, right? Like, are they going to be like, this sucks? Do you know what I mean? Or are they going to be like, oh yeah, no, let's burn down Zillow, at least this part of it, where they would just like to get the Glengarry leads without having to give Zillow a bunch of home loan leads.
Yeah, okay, so this is interesting. So,
Right?
I mean, I think I've said this on the podcast before where I've been skeptical of these kind of collusions or whatever you want to call them because at the end of the day, you know, and I've been in 1,000 of these meetings at the association. It's like all the associations are doing their talks and their wants and needs, and I'm in the back of the room along with the exterminator guy, along with the title guy, along with, you know, with Tim from Wells Fargo. Tim's he's tall, he's good looking, looks great in a suit, and he's got any major player there. He is their loan representative. You know why? Because they can call Tim at 2 a.m. in the morning, like, get this deal better fucking close, Tim, or I'm never going to use you again. Right. So the agent doesn't want this, like, dial into fucking Rocket. Hello, press 9 for, I mean, none of that shit. They want somebody that's on their speed dial, right?
Right.
So now Tim, I think, has got another ace in his pocket, right? So with this news, he can be telling all these consumers or whatever, like, let's say a consumer went to Rocket, found a house, went to an agent. Okay, we want to buy this house, and we're thinking, okay, well, let me set you up with my loan guy. Oh, that's okay. I've already got pre-qualified from Rocket. Oh, you have you? Well, okay. Tim, give him a call. Tim's like, you know, there was a lawsuit that was out here. I mean, he can use it from that perspective, right?
I suppose. I mean, and United Wholesale is going to be pretty amazing. Let me see. I was looking at something. So this is the Q3 earnings call at Zillow, right? One of the things they talked about was their incredibly high mortgage attach rates. All right, here's the quote. We're also seeing double-digit adoption of Zillow home loans across enhanced markets, a clear sign the integrated experience delivering values as we help consumers get home. This was in the context of discussing enhanced markets, now at 34% of total connections, up from 27%
That's good.
in Q2, where ZHL is integrated with premier agent services and tools like Buyability and Follow Up Boss to boost conversion and share gains. What this lawsuit is alleging is that this incredibly high, and by the way, a lot of our listeners are probably brokers or franchise owners who have in-house mortgage. They would like kill people and consider selling their children to slavery to get 30% attach rates.
Oh, these brokerages for 100%. Yeah.
The numbers I've heard usually thrown as like single digit.
Yeah.
Right. Single digit. Like if you get 10% mortgage rates, it's like, holy cow, you know, break open the champagne. Zillow's getting 34%. That's insane. So it turns out what this lawsuit is claiming is that this is not an accident. This isn't because consumers, home buyers, love this integrated experience. It's through this quid pro quo. Oh, you like the Glengarry
We'd like
leads.
to see all these leads, you know, burn, would you? I mean, these are some nice leads we're giving you. I hate for them to go away.
Right. What were the two agent personas we invented? Brenda and what's her name? Marge, right? Marge and Brenda. It's like, well, Marge, I mean, I see your Zillow referral rate is attach rate's a little low. I mean, Brenda's sitting over there at 35%, and you know, it's like, and Marge is all, but your guy doesn't call me back. I can't text him at 2 a.m. 2 o'clock in the morning and have him jump through hoops. Well, Brenda doesn't make those demands of us. So.
Yeah, no, Brenda's fine with everything. Maybe I could have Carlos come over and talk to you about it.
Exactly. And in the meantime, that's why you didn't get that lead. If that's what's been going on, dude, like, it's a real problem.
Wink, nudge, yeah.
It's a real problem for Zillow, like, telling that story to
But how else do you get that kind of gain, right? I mean, what else are you doing if it's not a little bit of arm twisting or a little bit of, a little bit of grease?
Again, so I'm just referring to my buddy who's like, oh, yeah, Zillow's 100% guilty. Okay, so Zillow will then presumably settle. It's just a settlement is going to then be not just money. They're going to make practice changes.
And then we'll see what happens with those attachment rates.
Right. So what happens if Zillow's attach rate goes to 1%? Right. Not only that, but there's some court order monitor watching their lead flow.
Right.
You know?
Well, it's like I almost believe that like Zillow's always here for this. They just go, aha, but I have this card to play, right? And it's
Right.
usually like, well, we're not a broker. Well, we're not this or that. Therefore, the RESPA thing doesn't apply to us, right? I mean, that's what
Zillow
I think
has-
they always got some back pocket thing that they're going to say.
Right.
Like
So
that.
I can't wait to see Zillow's answer because Zillow has very good lawyers. And it isn't as if they didn't know that this skirts really close to RESPA. So presumably they had somebody say, here's why it's not a RESPA violation, right? I want to see those arguments. I just couldn't come up with what that is, right? And we'll see what the court decides.
Yeah.
But it's a big deal, right? It's a really big deal. And
Okay. So this is another good segue here. We could probably end with this.
yeah.
You had a blog post about maybe this was your recent kind of foray into
Yes.
Zillow had their kind of agent event, which is the first time they've opened it up to everybody, not just premier agents.
Yep.
Zillow Unlocked, which I was bummed to miss, but I
Yeah.
had other things.
Yeah. Man, I
in
wish I could have been
Vegas.
there. I wish it could have been there.
Casey Musgrave, I'm a big fan of hers. I would have loved to see that concert, but
I don't even
you
know
were
she
there.
is.
You were doing a little lobby con. I guess you actually got to the floor. Was this at Allegiant Stadium?
No, this was at Fontainebleau Hotel.
Okay. Fountain Blue. Wow. Yeah. Nice. Right. Yeah. Nice. Swanky.
Very.
And you had some comments on that. I guess it's.
I had some thoughts.
Yeah. What you want to bring us out of that and.
So, bottom line is, I've been to Unlock before. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I've been to a Zillow agent-facing event before. You and I both have been to a lot of Zillow MLS events before. And in past events, they always felt like a tech company event. Okay. Meaning, remember when we went to, because you and I went together to the Black Knight event?
Yeah.
In
ICE.
Vegas?
Yeah.
It was a wonderful event, great job, the whole thing. But what I mean is it was like a tech company
Yeah.
vendor event saying, hey, here's a list of products we're coming up with. Here's some ideas that we have. Here's
Right.
some trends for y'all to watch in this,
Right.
in a space that our software operates in.
Yeah.
But it was like that. And in the past, I feel like Zillow events were like that as well, right? You know, you would maybe have some panel discussions, but the panel discussion would be like, here's how we work with Zillow, right, in order to advance whatever, our mutual thing. Here's how Follow-Up Boss is helping, you know, my business grow, or, you know, and then Zillow somebody will get on and say, here's some new features we're introducing and ideas we're talking about, and right? So in the past, Zillow events felt like a tech company vendor event, right?
Right.
I've been to any like Apple developer conference, or, you know, I imagine it's all very substantially the same.
Yeah.
Right? Like, here's the new Mac OS, and here's what it's going to let you do, and here's whatever, right?
Right.
This event did not feel like a tech company event. It felt more like a brand event, meaning a Century 21, a Remax, a Keller Williams, right? Where so much of the vibe, so much of the conversation I heard was like, here's how to run your business effectively.
Okay.
Here's how to structure a team. And like I relayed, one of the sessions I heard, I don't think the man mentioned the word Zillow one time. It was just a straightforward description of, here's how I structure my team, here's how we organize, here's how we do things, and here's how we keep fun in the mix so that we, you know.
So Zillow highlights brokerages and teams that they have to speak that are being successful using Zillow products and services, and their
Probably.
goal is, you know, well, I mean, we want more people to be successful with this, rather than telling about our products and what's been improved. Like, show them the way of how these successful customers of ours are using it. Right? That's an interesting play. I mean, it makes sense too.
Yeah, again, I'm not like blaming. So it was just like a very different vibe. And again, you've been to enough of the brand events, like KW events or Coldwell Bank or whatever. Again, it's not like they go bring up some, you know, here's a top team leader from Austin, Texas, right? It's not like there's every word is like, and Gary told me to do this, and I use this system KW. It's not that. It's just more of a general, like, here's how we're successful. Here's how we do lead gen, right? So it's much more of a general success, real estate. You know, here's how you should do marketing. Here's how you should do lead gen. Here's how you should stay in touch with clients, all of that, without it necessarily being about the brand or about a product. This event felt like that. And I talked to the vendors, and the vendors are all super happy because unlike other events that they go to, they didn't have a whole lot of newbies.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Right? And you as a vendor, you could probably identify with this, right? And they brought up NAR specifically. That's happening this week, right? What they said was a lot of times at like an NAR or an Inman, they'll have some product. Like 2 or 3 agents will walk up and be like, oh, tell me about your company, tell me about your product. And they would explain it, but these people would be like new or inexperienced or part-timers who do like 2 transactions, every other year. So they couldn't understand what the product did, right? So you would have to spend a bunch of time like talking about it, right? At the Zillow event, what the vendors told me was none of that. Every single agent was like either a top producer or very highly like the minute you tell them what the product is, they instantly get it. Oh, I see. I can use this is where it fits. Right. And the conversion rate was much better.
And they probably picked vendors that were used to working in the ecosystem that Zillow had, right?
Of course. Yeah. So they're all integrated in the Zillow ecosystem, obviously.
Right.
But it's like a very interesting takeaway from the vendor perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I do think vendors, if they're not now, they're certainly going to start thinking, I need to attend the Zillow Unlock event. Right?
Is it open or you have to be selected?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume it's a sponsorship thing. I assume you got to pay.
I remember back in the day at eNeighborhoods when we had brand partnerships with everybody, right? I mean, our more successful conferences were usually like RE/MAX would be a good example. Because RE/MAX with the kind of higher split, you got a different level of agent. Mm-hmm. That, it's like they're not just working for commission only if, they're just on their own because they're making money, right? So there's that kind of a vibe to it, for sure. But I like that, and I guess you were saying also it was very well produced too, huh?
Oh, I mean, Zillow always does a phenomenal job of that too, and that also was really interesting because, like, everything was first class, hotels first class, really well organized, great AV, nothing crazy, no crazy like here's some bags, like they didn't have stupid merchants everywhere, right? Just really, really well done. Really
was the Scarf King there?
Exactly. The Scarf King was not there, right? So it just really felt high class, and had a mutual friend of ours we could talk about, after. It's like, this is the best real estate event I've been to. And if I were an agent, I came to this event and then I went to like my brand event or to like a NAR or a state association event, I would be like, I'm drawn to Zillow. Zillow's got the shit, right?
Right.
That was important. And then the final one was where the title of my post came from. It's a mutual acquaintance of ours who's a long time industry figure. And I'm telling him this like, hey man, I'm getting this brand vibe.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think they'll pivot? And he's like, no, of course not. They're not going to pivot. And it goes, Zillow's already fucking your wife. Like, why do they need to marry her?
Why do they want that hassle, right?
And I was like, I laughed. And then it just really, it's like, that's true. I mean, that's just objectively true.
Right? Zillow as the Goomba. Yeah, okay.
Zillow as the taller, better looking, richer boyfriend. Zillow's your wife's boyfriend. Right?
Goombo?
And I'm thinking, this is what makes it interesting. I don't know if brokers and brands know that and they're just tolerating it. Or if they don't know that, they're fighting it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always been a little bit of level that because it's like, the same board of directors you would say that would be all hating on Zillow are also turned out to be clients too, right? I mean, you hear that a lot, right? So it's like this little dirty secret. Oh, well, yeah, Zillow. But on the other side, they're getting leads from them too, right? So it's a secret, just like you're saying about like, they don't want to let that relationship out in the open. They want to keep it a little secret, right? So that matches. I see that. That's interesting. Yeah, and kudos to those guys for putting on a great show. It's tough competition for that. And I know when they opened them up, I was talking to Sarah Bonnet about it, like when they first announced that, and like I know they were a little worried about it. So kudos to them for pulling it off. That's great.
Look, and again, I wasn't there that long, right? I didn't get to see like the keynotes or anything like that. But the only conference that I've been to recently that compared in terms of its sort of execution was Blueprint. Mm-hmm. And Blueprint, as you and I have talked about, that's probably the best conference of the year right now, on the calendar. Mm-hmm. Whereas Blueprint,
depending on your, it's not the best conference of the year for agents.
Yeah, for sure. I was just thinking that. Like, if you're kind of in the business, if you're in the industry, if you're in the tech and finance side, then Blueprint. I think for an agent, man, Zillow Unlock, hands down, was probably the best conference I've seen.
Right.
So kudos to them for that. Thing that makes me wonder is, okay, if you're a broker, what do you do? Do you just accept this? If you're an MLS, do you just accept this? Right?
Yeah.
So I ended that piece by talking about like MRED, right? Who's fighting with Zillow?
Right.
And the thing that I think about is like, if you force a choice, do you need to answer that?
No, I'm trying to. Sorry, I've got a hard stop here. So sorry, go ahead.
That's all. Do you force a choice, right? You got to pick. It's either Zillow or me. I think most brokers have this this feeling in the pit of their stomach, even thinking about forcing that choice, right? Because I think a lot of them know the agent will be like, well, I'm with Zillow then.
Right.
What about an MLS? If you're MRED and you force your members to choose between Zillow or MRED, who do they choose?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, it's not. I don't think there's a choice there, right? Why would you for exclusive listings? Or I mean, I don't get what the premise would be. Why you'd have to choose.
I'm saying the conflict, like, will get to a point where they're going to force a choice.
Huh.
Right? You're loyal to me or you're loyal to them, right? And that's why this whole, like, my wife's boyfriend thing made such a great analogy, right? Because, you could not force a choice, right?
As long as both parties are happy with it, right?
As long as everyone's happy with it, I guess, right? But at some point, if you force a choice, you wonder, right? Who will she pick?
Right. Well, I think the choice is whether it's, I don't know if it's MLS, it's your brand, right? Do you just hang a license somewhere and don't give a shit?
Just across the board, whoever you are, right? If you're a broker, if you're a brand, if you're an MLS, if you're an association. Because MLS associations talk about their customers like they are our members.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you force your member to choose between being a member of your whatever and being with Zillow, who does that agent choose? And I think everybody deep down kind of knows that a lot of them are going to choose Zillow.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that until I attended this thing. It was eye-opening.
It's their power, right?
It really was eye-opening. Yeah. So we'll see. And here we are, NAR event. I'm sure Zillow's going to have a presence. And I'm kind of curious, like, who commands more loyalty? Who has more of the hearts and minds? Yep. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, all right. I know you got a hard stop. Thanks for listening to us yammer.
Thanks, everybody.
We will talk to everyone after the event, and maybe there'll be fun things for us to cover. All right. See you, everybody. Thanks. Ciao.